habits that help people to be able to be successful is to lead generate every single day, time block, provide massive value to others, ask for referrals consistently, start early, have the right mindset, and take planned breaks. When you do that in your business, you will have more success. So there's two places that leads come from. You can have them coming from your relationships, or you can have them coming like what we're talking about today. It's been pretty much all transactional. So when we're talking about transactional, we're talking about open houses, door knocking, delivering flyers. That's all transactional. But when Johnny starts talking to his investor he's been working with for 4 months, it converts him from a $100,000 buyer to a $1.1 to $1.5 million buyer. He took a transactional lead that once upon a time was what he didn't know, and now it's a relationship. Every single relationship that you have in your life, except for the one with your mother, started transactionally. And then you developed a relationship. When I first came to the Keller Williams Falls Church location, I know a lot of the agents there looked at me like, this guy, all he does is transactional work, right? He's just out there lead generating, just, pounding the pavement. What they didn't see, and I don't know, I think that maybe more see it today, is that that's only the entry point. What they didn't see was what happens after the relationship starts to establish. Well, that's a system there as well. Okay, so for you to drive a business, it has to start over here transactionally, but then you have to consistently maintain the relationship with a system. And that's, John, what we've been talking about with your 4 client appreciation events. That is taking a transactional relationship into a relationship. And now you're able to love on that pool of people and be able to provide them value. The difference between prospecting and marketing: prospecting costs you time, marketing costs you money. If you ain't got no money, you only got time. The problem with a prospecting-based business is that it's not scalable because time has a limitation, only 24 hours a day. Marketing has no limitations as long as it's producing results. If you're not getting the results you're intending, you're either not saying it often enough, you're not saying the right thing, or you're not saying it to the right people. And so if you're not getting the results that you're looking at, like when we were sitting there masterminding with Ephraim about, okay, he's got some unique challenges with the local rules. He can't go for FSBOs. He can't cold call. Okay, he'll get an $11,000 fine if he gets caught doing that. Now, there's some strategies to sort of skirt around the rules, but that's, not exactly ideal. So that's the first thing we're sitting there saying is like, well, who are you going to say it to? Once you figure out who you're going to say it to, then what are you going to say? And then how often are you going to say it? And those are the 3 ingredients to being able to create success through consistency. Here, I want you to take a screen grab of this video right here if you could, or slide rather. So, John, are you taking that with your phone really seriously? You could just do like the print screen thing there.
This way I have it with me at all times.
All right, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'll let you slide on that.
Hey, Dan, I've got a question. Go ahead. So sorry. Especially on the topic of lead generation. So, what I don't have difficulty of, and thanks to God for the ability, but I don't have difficulty lead generating, even with the restrictions. What I do have trouble with, and I don't know if we'll ever get into this or if this is going to be taught, what I wish to do is lead generate my more ideal avatar, so that I'm not running around like a chicken with his head cut off because I've got an $800,000 transaction here, I've got a 190 transaction over there, and then a 250 over here, and 685 over there, right? I would much rather lead generate one particular client, more like just niche or niche, however the way they say it, tomato. But because the lead generation, even under the circumstances, that's pretty easy. But I don't want to cast a wide net. I want to be a sharpshooter.
Okay,
Similar
so your
to like, Kevin Durant.
Yeah. So your avatar, Ephraim, is going to come from who you're surrounding yourself with. Okay, so for example, one of my lead generation techniques is networking. 13 years ago, I set up a networking group. The biggest mistake that I did was the location that I set it up with is a city called Alexandria in Northern Virginia, which is a great, that's fine. The price point's fine, right? But if I was to do it again today, I would have set it up in Arlington, where the price point there is double. So I would have put myself in a position where the other business owners are living in $800,000 plus homes rather than $450,000 plus homes. So if you can physically position yourself to that price point of where you want it to be, that would be a part of your long-term strategy. Then it's about providing, an extraordinary amount of value and getting referrals. Because if you sit there and you look at this like from a long-term perspective, if I was in Arlington, that was my networking group, now I'm getting $800,000 plus referrals from the networking group. Now, when I'm out there with the buyer or with the seller, who are they going to be referring to me? Because $800,000 homeowners, their friends are going to be likely $800,000 plus homeowners. And so then it's getting the referrals from those people. So it's almost like you got to get the ball started to be able to really hone into an avatar. So the unfortunate truth is that it's going to take you a little bit of time to get that rolling. Outside of that, then you could target in normal times, you could target expireds and FSBOs of a certain price point. Right. And so like if you didn't have that complication, you could certainly do that today and hitting the higher price points with that as well.
Sure thing. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So these are some of the ideas of what you could do. And here's the rules of the game. We talk about rules of engagement. You don't have to do any of this, but you got to do one of this. All right. You don't have to do all of this, but you got to do one of this. And when you look at it, you're looking at like sphere of influence, networking. Those are going to be more long-term strategies. Cold call and circle prospecting is going to be a short-term strategy. So really you want to pick one long-term and one short-term. Open houses, short-term. Facebook touches, long-term. Facebook ads, short-term. Door knocking, probably long-term. Marketing to a farm, long-term. Expired listings, short-term. For sale by owners, short terms. Internet lead generator providers, short term. Pay-per-click, short term. Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. I don't recommend those. They are short term. Video, long term, most likely. You guys got it? One short term, one long term. Figure out where your passion is and then put it on steroids.